Movies about loneliness and depression are often comforting for those who really understand the experience. If well made, they can even be a life-changing encounter and end up becoming one of the greatest movies. I used to list down those from my watch list and decided to restart them with 7 new films that have beautifully portrayed the feeling of what it is like.
But I'm so lonely.
All of Us Strangers. All of Us Strangers has such an outstanding portrayal of crippling depression that it almost turns into a horror movie. It's a film by Andrew Hyde that tells the story of an isolated man named Adam who one night comes across a mysterious guy who brings a turn to his life. He is still found talking with his long dead parents in their old house who look the same as they were 30 years earlier. With his brilliant performance, Andrew Scott reflects on the real trauma of grief and loneliness. He is a character who has never felt the touch of love other than from his parents, and their tragic deaths have taken that away from him as well. Now that he meets Harry, things start to change. All of Us Strangers is the latest film to portray depression and loneliness in the most beautiful way possible. It is sad and scary as is loneliness sometimes.
I'd always felt lonely, even before. This was a new feeling. Like, terror. That I'd always be alone now.
After Sun. One of the most well-known movies from 2022 has also been one of the finest exploration of what depression is like. Harry portrays the experience through a young dad on a trip with his daughter, and it seems their meeting is a rare occasion. He has such a beautifully bittersweet relationship with his daughter who enjoys most of her time with her dad, although the dad barely does so, for he seems to be fighting his own battle with himself. But he cares and adores his daughter even though it is not enough for him to stay fine. Paul Mescal has been known since Normal People, but this movie has put him at a height, and rightfully so, for the performance is so heart-shattering and believable. The performance by Frankie Corio as the daughter is also amazing and puts a soul into this otherwise melancholic film, and it is genuinely one of the finest reflections of such a mental illness.
Wish we could have stayed for longer.
Me too.
Drive My Car. From 2021, Drive My Car had raised a lot of hype. It is a Japanese language film that had won the Best International Film at the Oscars and the Best Screenplay Award at the Cannes Film Festival. It is about a play director who is assigned an introverted driver for his work. He is personally dealing with the grief of his past wife and appreciates the quietness and his driver rightfully provides, who in the same way suffering through loneliness. Drive My Car has a great story, but how it depicted on the screen without any rush but an adequate pace is its true excellence. It drives the audience into the character's agony. It shares their isolation with its viewers. The performance and the direction is top notch, making it such a memorable film for me, and I would definitely keep revisiting this in my memory.
どこか落ち着いて考えられる場所知らないか
Inside. Stand-up comedian Bo Burnham released this Netflix special in 2020 where he shares his suffering of being isolated from the corona outbreak and failing to re-enter in performing after 5 years due to his struggles with anxiety. Bo Burnham has always been excellent in reflecting his personal mental issues with satire, and for me they felt so connecting that at one point it turned meditative. This was no different. With hilarious writing and addictive music, he explores the hampering lifestyle of the quarantine that we all suffered in our own ways and even may relate to. It is unique and short and has a very profound take on loneliness under hilarious actions.
You can hide and bury your head in the sand and hope it fixes itself, or you can roll up your sleeves and get to work and sell Butterfingers.
Aloners. Aloners is a South Korean drama about a solitary woman who works at the call center and has to train a new employee, although she has no interest in it. She is generally annoyed by people's presence and tries to stay as isolated as possible until the new employee turns out to be a talkative young woman who just won't stop speaking. Although it feels like she has acquired her way of living alone in her life, she misses a lot and has pain suppressed in her. For example, she even sees her neighbor after his death. Aloners is quiet and very human. It has a realistic presentation on loneliness and wastes no time at all, making it one of the most profound and beautiful films showing how sad isolation sometimes can be.
막 아무거나 주워서 쓰고 그래요 원래?
그쪽은 원래 그렇게 뭐든지 화가 나요?
Taipei Suicide Story. Now this one is a hidden gem. It is only 45 minutes long and is from Taiwan that has a history of producing great movies. It is basically about a fictional suicide hotel in Taipei where the receptionist develops a liking for a woman who has recently arrived there to end her life. Short, simple and straight, I think Taipei Suicide Story reflects the truest agony of a suicidal person who eventually commits the action. It has no harmony at the end or a resolution. It shows life as it is. It is painful and real and a very comforting movie in my opinion that had personally left me numb.
是了又是，每次都会希望这一次会不一样，但其实根本就不会，对不对？
The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse tells the story of two lighthouse keepers in the 1890s who slowly lose their sanity in unbearable isolation while one of them seems already gone crazy enough and the other one feels something weird happening. The Lighthouse is the portrayal of the insanity that loneliness can cause. Here both the keepers are miles away from the society and are surrounded by the sounds of the shores and the seagulls. It had made me laugh hysterically and awed me altogether at how great a reflection of loneliness it does. It is unique and powered by exciting performances and writing. It is uncanny and crippling, that is not sad like most other movies on this list, but something absolutely amazing.
I want a steak! I want a goddamn steak! If I had a steak, oh boy, a rare, a bloody steak. If I had a steak, I would fuck it.
So that is all for this video. I hope I will be able to create more interesting content and continue this list, but for now this is it and thanks for watching.